Well, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got the barley here, which has just started to come up. It's a way off yet between getting this field rolled, but at least it is up. So it won't be too long before I get the old rollers out of the shed and we can come and roll this in. It needs to come up quite a bit more than this though before we can start rolling it down. Since making the video the other day for doing the maintenance, the yearly maintenance on the rollers, a tyre company got in touch with me and we've been talking about a set of new tyres for the rollers, so I'm really glad about that. That video's had a positive impact on the farm, so we're going to be getting a replacement set of tyres for this. It's currently got the Goodyears on, that's the make of tyres which is on here, and we'll soon be getting a new tyre make which I'll be able to reveal to you, everyone, to you guys, very soon. They're also going to be sponsoring the channel in the future hopefully, and they are going to be potentially supplying the 135 with a new set of tyres, so that is fantastic. New set of tyres for the rollers, new set of tyres on the 135. And at the top of the farm here today we pulled out the scrap bin which is in the machinery shed because it's now full up. This is the old seat from the McCormick which we replaced, and then with the scrap bins you drop them down in the yard, you fill it up with scrap and then they pick it up and take it away, which is quite a good idea, because another idea I had was filling up the Richard Weston with scrap and then taking it to the local scrap yard over at Great Yarmouth, which is quite a big job really, getting it loaded up and taking it down there. And I'm not too sure, some of you guys will have to correct me on this, whether farmers are allowed to take scrap in to scrap yards. It's a job for the farm, but it can also be classed as like a commercial job, and you have to be quite careful, you know, about using the correct diesel, whether you're allowed to even go in there, for example. So let me know about that in the comments, if we're allowed to take scrap into the scrap yard, and maybe a better solution would be having a proper skip here being dropped off, and we can fill it up as and when, because all of this scrap here needs to be gotten out of the way so that when we get more wood in for the biomass, this wants to be a clear area for our chipping enterprise to start chipping up the wood, because this lot up here has been sitting up here for years. That's the old scraper we had from the McCormick before we bought the Ritchie one, and yeah, it's seen better days. And then there's just some girders and other sleepers and just general rubbish really. We have a few bricks. I'm sure every farm's got a brick pile and where they keep blocks and all that sort of thing, so it does need tidying up, it needs sorting out, and this will be a job I want to do in the next couple of weeks, sorting out all these pallets, getting all these bricks tidied up, straightened up, put them all to one side, get them out of the way, clear all of this out of the way so we've got a free area here for the chipping, and then we'll have space to put more wood in this side, and then we can get the chippers in up this way and the trailers to cut all the chip out. In this last week we've pretty much used up the rest of the silage now, so there's only a few bales left and we'll use these up certainly in the next few weeks, so we need to start getting the animals out pretty soon. And I'm sure as you can see we've pretty much used up all of this food, this 3 ton of meal we got delivered the other day, so we'll have to buy in some more for the young stock. Yeah, it's been a very overcast day today, raining. No, there's not. It's like I say, it's that time at the moment of the year where it's winter and spring still. And also, big news, now been looking at a John Deere Gator, which I said was another option to go with the Honda Pioneer. And the Honda Pioneer was a really nice bit of kit, and it did win me over, and I'm sure it was a very capable machine. But there is just the problem of it being petrol. So whether we go for the Honda or the John Deere Gator, I'm not too sure. But we have started to look today. We just had a brief look at the John Deere Gator with 300 hours. There's one with a cab, which hasn't got doors, but it's got low hours, and I think it's a 69 plate, so it's only about a year or 2 years old. And then there's also another one in at a local John Deere dealership, which has done about 750 hours, and they're asking about 17,000 for that one, so it's a little bit more expensive. But you know, I do think that a John Deere Gator would be a solid bit of kit to buy. It's diesel, which we can run on the farm anyway, because we've always got red diesel on the farm for usage. The only downside is it's slightly slower on the road to the Honda, but it does seem, from what I've seen in the photos, and we can't go out and see one just yet because it's very difficult at the moment. We've been lucky with some viewings on things like the 135 and go and check on the work there, but it is very difficult with COVID at the moment and what's going on in the world to be able to go out to do things. Yesterday I was at a dealership because I've just started to check out the local Manitou dealer, which is Thurlow Nunn. So for anyone is based in the UK, involved in UK farming, or from any of my global viewers, Ben Burgers are a large John Deere dealership based here in Norfolk. And basically what happened last year is that Ben Burgers decided that they wouldn't be selling Manitou anymore, and they were going to sell Crammer for John Deere. So now Ben Burgers are selling Crammer and John Deere tractors, Crammer telehandlers, and that means there's no Manitou dealers, or it would have meant that there would be no Manitou dealers in this area. And we bought the last Manitou from Ernest Doe's, which is a New Holland dealer, and Ernesto also stopped selling Manitou. So two big dealerships in this area, Ernesto and Ben Burgess, have now stopped selling Manitou. So we've been in a bit of a pickle. So the new dealer is now Thurlow and Unstandard, and I was there yesterday because I had to go to Norwich, and I've been checking out some of their equipment, checking out they've got a blooming nice dealership now. It's been doubled in size. So they've got Massey Ferguson's, they've got the Agco range, Vultures and Fence, which was very nice. There was a 718 when I was there, and I did post it on the channel, on the channel post page. And I did, I was really looking at that with keen eyes, because I've always liked the look of Fence, but I've never driven any of the new ones. And it's always, it's a long-term tractor that, it's something to look up to, something to aspire to. As we start to get into more contracting, as we start to do more work for the AD plants this summer, I want to, maybe look one day at trying out a Fendt and driving it. They also had the new Massey Ferguson 8S, which is kind of like, it's got the new bonnet and the cab and a different layout. It's a bit of a Marmite tractor, that one. Some people like it, some people hate it. Love it or hate it. It's certainly got some good components. It's got a Sisu engine and a Fendt transmission, which is pretty smart. I do really like John Deere's, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. The 6155R is a brilliant tractor, but they really need to, I think, up their game, John Deere, on the, for the price point. Because the John Deere at the moment, if we keep it for another couple of years, it's just going to continue to depreciate, and it will run out of warranty. But that's the thing with these new tractors, is you have to keep them changed really every 5 years, certainly, because there's so many electronics on them, and there's so much to go wrong. So by doing contracting, by doing AD plant work, I can keep the tractor, I can keep the John Deere working, and I can also basically earn more of a living out of it. But also keep it changed, and if I can keep it changed, that's going to mean that I can look at a Fendt one day. So the 718 would be probably the one. It's only 180 horsepower, which is plenty. Something I really like about the 718s is it's the perfect horsepower to run the chipper in terms of fuel optimization, because the chipper I'm after, the starter chipper, it requires 180 horsepower. So the 718 is bang on that, and there's no boost or anything, which means I'm going to be making like the maximum use out of that tractor. But we'll have to see. I do, it's a 6155 or 718 for me, really. They're like both my dream tractors, and I'll have to, like I say, I have to try one. They do look nice. They are nice bits of kit. The only thing I have said before is I'm not very keen on the new, not so keen on the new style of the Fendt with the LCD screen where the dashboard is. I think they've kind of ruined that a bit. It would be nice to pick up one of the last Fendts with the analog dials at some point, but it all depends. And for anybody who says, oh well, you've had the John Deere for only a year, 2 years, that's the way it goes in farming at the moment. I can't look at these new tractors, having them around. You have to keep them changed, otherwise you're going to be losing a lot of money. I mean, an 80,000-90,000 John Deere now in a couple of years can depreciate down to 50 to 60,000, which is you've lost the best part of £40,000 in depreciation. Whereas when I was looking at Fendt's depreciations online, they're pretty good. They hold a lot of their residual value in the first 4 years, which is quite impressive. So that's a key factor really in owning a Fendt, I would suppose. And the biggest thing is that the dealership also specialise in Manitou, which is the telehandler which we're running at the moment. So it would be great to go to one dealership and do Manitou and the next tractor, look at a Fendt maybe, and the Honda Pioneer, if we went for that, they sell Honda as well, so we could get everything from one dealership, which would be really nice. This is something which I think perhaps needs to be thought about, is the depreciation. Just some of these machines, I mean, you're looking at 100,000, 110,000, 120,000 on a new tractor now, and it's just like buying a house, and you really can't afford to lose that amount of money in a piece of equipment, I think. So we'll try and look at this time round, maybe another make, and we do have to keep them changed, unfortunately, with these new tractors. Depreciation, out of warranty, you're going to be racking up some big bills. So I'll take you down to the dealership. We'll have a great time there, I'm sure, when we get some good weather, and once we get through all of the COVID and everything, all of the rules. It will be coming quite soon. It's the way it goes at the moment, or the way it's going. Not ideal. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video with the potatoes, the potato planting. They've been busy finishing off the destoning today. That's all been carried out, and now they're doing the planting. We'll start to see the planter around this weekend and putting in the potatoes in that field. Try to maintain a positive mindset in these difficult times. I know it's not easy, but but just go out for a walk, take your bike out. I was out on the Specialized mountain bike last night, just taking in some air, checking out, watching the Stoners working away. It's really nice, you know, at this time of the year when we've got spring and the sun's starting to come out in the evenings and things warming up. It does make a big difference. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out for the upcoming content of the dealership, because it's like a candy box. I'm really impressed with their dealership there. So yeah, can't wait for that. I'm going to finish off filling these up, and then I'll go and feed Claver. And yeah, keep your head up. Keep your head up in these difficult times. Stay positive, and I will catch you guys on the next one.